Okay, let us start the class. In today's class, we are going to understand OOPS concepts in Java. OOPS concepts in Java. Okay. Before that, as I told you that we need to create a Java project. Okay. I am using Visual Studio Code as I told you that. But in mobile, I told you that actually this project I started to teach by mobiles because many students from rural areas, they don't have laptops. So laptop is so expensive. Already it is a cost of 60,000, more than 50,000. So every student from rural villages, they don't have laptop, but they must have a mobile. Okay. So that mobile, by that mobile, we can write the code. So there are so many apps already I have written. I have shown, I have sent a lot of messages that so many apps I have mentioned that JVDroid for Java, for Android mobiles, for Python, PyDroid 3. Okay. And for C++. On mobile, we can write the coding. Okay. Many 900 pages coding I have taught in the mobiles. So many of the students I have shared 900 pages of coding, which was written in the mobiles. Okay. So you can join the classes in the mobile. Don't feel that, sir, I have no any laptop, how to write the code, sir. That is old generation, old era. Now it is technological era. Okay. We can use the mobiles to write the code. And the mobile is so powerful. Okay. It has a powerful processor. So I'm using in laptop. That's why I'm using VS Code, and you can open in your mobile Android JVDroid for Java. Okay. If you have any doubt, now dial my number 911039865. Okay. Now come here, show and run commands. Click on here. Now here, create a Java project. This is Visual Studio Code IDE, Integrated Development Environment. For we can write. It can be used for different languages. We can write the code for Python, Java, C, C++, so many languages, C# like what you know. So now here, you specify a file name. No, you click on no build tools. Then after it goes to where your drive. Okay, because we need to select a folder here. So in my C drive, okay, there is my VS Code Java folder. You select that, and then here you type the file name, Java file name. Okay, take any file name. Today I want to discuss object oriented programming. Na? So you simply write this OOPS. Okay, OOPS concepts. Huh? This is our file name today. No need of keep .java file. Okay, no need. Automatically it will take. So now maximize this one here, click on source or default file is app.java. You rename this file as, rename this file app.java, rename. Here you write oops. Oops means I will explain oops.java. So .java will be automatically here. So now you click on this. So these are two default statements. Whenever your file is opened, this file is, as I told you, that it is part of a folder, okay, in my computer. So whenever file is oops.java, so this, whatever the code we write here, if any lines of code, if I will write so many lines of code, think that if I have written so many, this much of code I have written. So the total code is called your source code. Okay, that source code will be stored in .java file. Okay, our file name is oops. Okay, this is called source code. Now your file name must be equal to your class name. Many classes I told you that your class name is what? Your class file name equal to class name. Oops. Your this is oops. Okay. This is your file name. That's why I have kept my class name as oops. Now, what happened whenever you compile this, this button, this code will be whatever the code I write here, that will be converted into bytecode by compiler, Java compiler. Okay. That by then after bytecode means dot class file. Okay. Here it is dot Java file. Then after it will be converted to a class file. Dot class file means bytecode. Then it will be sent to Java JVM, Java Virtual Machine. In Java JVM, inside interpreter is there. It will convert it into object code. Object code means binary language, machine language, 0, 1, binary bits. So many names are object code. Okay. Because the computer microprocessor can understand only the machine language 0, 1. Okay, now come down. Today's topic is what? This is, we will try to understand today. First of all, comments here. Single line comments. Oops, concepts. Oops. Oops, one P is extra. Oops, concepts. Huh? What are oops concept? Means object-oriented programming concept. Oops means what? Object-oriented or oriented programming concepts. Huh? Oops concepts. Okay, now come down. What is object-oriented programming? In Java, everything is object class and objects. Okay. So in object-oriented programming, we will try to understand first class. Some terms we need to understand. Okay, objects, comma, methods, comma, attributes. Okay, somewhat constructor. Okay, attributes, class attributes. Okay, variables. Okay, we need to understand at least these things we need to cover. After that, some principles of object-oriented basic pillars. They are the basic pillars, some principles. That is what? Some inheritance. Four basic principles. 4 basic principles for object-oriented programming. They are called inheritance, abstraction, comma, abstraction, comma, polymorphism, polymorphism. Next, comma, polymorphism. One is that encapsulation. These are 4 basic principles of object-oriented programming. They are called the basic pillars of the object-oriented inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism. This polymorphism. Okay, encapsulation. It is okay. Now we will deeply try to understand actually what is class, object, methods, attributes, and constructor. So now I'm going to explain. First of all, try to understand whenever a file is created, you will get these default 2 statements. Okay, this is called one public class oops. Okay, oops, not oops here. Here, initially you will find main capital letter. So I will explain why it is giving error. I will explain. So initially you will get this main, okay, class public like this, and then this method. This is called main method. Where is this? This is the main method. This is main class. Okay. So by default, you need to, here you will get these 2 lines. Otherwise, you need to manually write. Suppose this IDE, Integrated Development Environment, VS Code, it is providing these 2 statements by default. Okay. and with one print statement also, default statement, hello world. If you are as a programmer, if you are using another IDE, somewhat Eclipse is there, IntelliJ idea, okay, JetBrains, okay, and another one is the Eclipse. Suppose if they are not providing these two statements, you need to manually write public class. So in Java, everything is class and objects. Okay, everything is class and object. How? First of all, one class to be declared. That is called declared. Okay, class with the keyword class, then class name. Okay, class name. One class keyword must be there. After that, class name. That is important. Huh? So that class name, initially it is main. Okay, you can change as per your choice. So my choice, I am changing this as oops. So first letter must be capital. Okay, first letter must be capital. So then after small letters. Okay, this is my class. I have changed class name. Oops, why? Because I told you that your class name equal to your file name. Okay, our file name is oops.java. Java file. Now, whether we can change this as main method, you can change its name. No, you can't change its name. Why? I will explain. Huh? If you compile this, what happens? See, you will get what type of output you will get, whether it is executed or not. First of all, this C, it is executed. Means you have gotten hello world print statement. So why? Because try to understand, Java compiler looks for the main method. Whenever you compile, okay, whenever you click on this compile button, it checks for compiler. What it does, compiler is a translator program, which is part of your, that is what your JDK, Java Development Kit, okay. So the compiler, it is a translator program which converts the source code, okay. First of all, it looks for the any errors are there. What the compiler does, compiler is a translator program. So first of all, it looks for any errors are there. So compiler, if I have written how many lines of code, 22 lines of code, suppose. So it checks all the lines, line by line, it checks at a glance, at a single glance. Single glance means at a look, it checks if any error is there. Then after it indicates that to the programmer, please fix these bugs. Okay. So once you fix the bugs means errors. Okay. If you correcting the errors, that is called debugging. In programming, correcting of errors is called debugging. So once you debug the errors, so then they will be executed and the result will be, you can see on the console, means standard output device is your monitor. So if now whenever I have gotten this, means it is executed. Before this execution, compilation done by the compiler. Compilation done by the compiler. Compilation that done means line by line checked by the compiler. There's no any error. After that, this source code converted into byte code. Then after dot class file, that dot class file given to JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So JVM is the part of Java Development Kit. Huh? So whenever you install JDK, okay. So now then that is executed. After the execution means, the JVM has an interpreter. Interpreter converts that byte code into machine language 0,1 bits that will be sent to microprocessor. Microprocessor process that 0,1 because microprocessor only understand that 0,1. Okay. So now after that, this output we will get this one. Okay. This is the story. Now come down. So now what happened? I told you that this main class name can be changed. This is comment here. This is the main class. Main class means capital. Okay. This is the main class. Now this, I told you that this main method can't be changed. If you change, what happens? See, if I want to change this as somewhat like me, Vasu, okay, my name, suppose always method name must be somewhat adjective. Okay, Vasu is a name or surname. That is name. Alternative names are called in English communication. Name and okay. So adjective somewhat. So now, if you call this, what happened? It will not execute. So it will give this type of error. So see here, error is where main method not found in class oops. Our class name is oops, but main method not found. Please define the main method. Okay, understand? This is the public static void main. So method to be defined like this main. So it is clearly stating that. So define main method not find. So you need to define the main method. So you can't change this. You can't change this. Okay. So this is the main method. Why? Because the compiler, whenever you click on this button to compile, so compiler looks for the main method. It looks for the main method. So whenever it gets the main method, after that, whatever the lines, they will be executed. This is the statement. In Java, every line is called an instruction or statement. Okay. So after whatever the statements or instructions written in your main method, they will be executed. They will be executed by Java compiler. Okay. So every line of code in Java under main method must be terminated with the semicolon. Okay. Now, so under the main method, whatever the lines of statement will be written, defined means once you have written, they are called defined. Okay. They will be executed. So what about these braces? Braces means two braces. Once class is open, declared, class open brace, this is close brace. Method open brace, method close brace. So method is part of a class. Method is part of a class. So in Java, this is called method, main method. This is part of our main class. So it is indicating that this brace, and within this brace, we need to write. So now whatever the codes, whatever the line of code we write, that is called block. A block of code. Block of code means BLOC. Block of code means 5 lines of instruction, 10 lines of instruction. That is called a block of code. Okay. Now that block of code will be executed. Okay. So whenever we click on this compile button, Java compile looks for this main method. After that, whatever the lines of code will be there, they will be executed. So now come. As I told that in Java, everything is class and objects. So I have created a class. Okay, under this is a main method. I have not created, but these are the default. But if you, whenever you use any IDE, so that moment, if you will not find these, you need to manually write public class. Okay. And after the class name, public static void main string arguments. String, this is called array symbol, array symbol. Arguments. Okay. You need to write this type of statement. So try to understand what is the meaning of this public. Now you simply understand this is a public means it is a access modifier. You simply understand whenever I will conduct a class over access modifiers, that moment I will clearly explain what is access modifier. So now you simply understand this is public is a access modifier. So this is a class reserved keyword. So class to be defined with the class reserved keyword after the class name. Now brace, open brace, close brace. Now come to this method. This public also is a access modifier plus for the method. Okay. What about this static method? I will explain. So I will explain void and static. Okay. Now come down. Now I told you that first, let us try to understand attributes. Okay. First, what is class? Try to understand what is class. So in normal day-to-day life, our real-time world, okay, fruit is a class. Fruit is a class. Okay. So fruit is a class. So for that class, fruit, so try to understand. Objects are what? Apple. Apple is an object. Papaya. Papaya is an object. Okay, now banana. Banana. So these are called objects. Okay, fruit class. Objects are what? Okay. Real-time example. I am explaining real-time example. So now come down. One more, try to understand one more class. Human class. Human class. Human is a class. Okay. So what are the objects of human class? Objects means humans. Rahul, Vasu. Okay, Vasu. Next is Suman, Sunita. So these are called what? Objects of human class. So Rahul never be part of fruit class. Okay, Rahul is an object. He is a human being. So he belongs to a human class. Rahul never be part of fruit class. Okay. Rahul has some attributes. Rahul has some characteristics. What are the characteristics, Rahul? Rahul has some color, black color. Rahul looks black. Rahul's weight is 65 kgs. So Rahul has some characteristics. Okay. Understood that? So now come down. Suppose car class has car class. So car class has cars. Maruti. Maruti is a car. Okay, Maruti cars. Renault is a car. Suzuki actually brand, but we will call Suzuki car. Okay, Suzuki is a brand, Renault is a brand, but we will call Suzuki car. Okay, so these are classes. So as I told you that every class has some characteristics. So that characteristics, object has some characteristics. Characteristics means what? Some characteristics what? Some appearance. Okay. Object has some appearance. Okay. Appearance, simply UK appearance. Okay. Appearance means how he looks, how the fruit looks. Okay. The fruit has light color, red color. Goa means Goa banana has some got color. That is color is what it has yellow color, it has green color. So its appearance, they are the characteristics of the fruits. Okay, so object has some appearance are called as characteristics. Characteristics. Okay, characteristics. So they are called attributes, called as attributes, object attributes. Okay. Now try to understand. Now I'm going to declare some attributes here for under this class. So class, under this class, now oops, concept, try to understand. Okay, leave it that. So here class is oops, but I want to change this name because no, I am going to explain about human, suppose human class. Okay, I need to change this as human class. Human class, rename this as human class. Otherwise, car class. Okay, car. Now car. Okay, now it is changed. Save, show. Extension language support. Okay. Car.java. Now car.java. If it is car.java file, so your class name also changed as car.java. Okay, no issue. Now, under this car class, I am going to explain some characteristics of the car. They are called attributes. So, car has somewhat color, okay, color. Then car has somewhat weight, okay, weight, weight. So, try to understand this color is suppose if it is black, okay, black. So, weight is what? Car's weight is what? 60 kg. 60 kg. So now try to understand. This 60 is called integer. So in Java, I told you that Java, we need to declare the data type. Why it is giving error? I told you that every statement must be terminated with the semicolon. Now it is okay. Now, but still it is giving error. Okay. Why? Why it is giving error? Now come down. So color is black. It is to be terminated with the semicolon. Now you need to say it is which type of data? Black is a string, text type of data. Text, BLACK is a text. So always in Java, text to be declared in double quotation marks. Double quotation marks. Okay. Now after that, you need to declare it is a string type of data. That is very important. String type of data. Now try to understand. Now what happened? No, you have declared two characteristics of the car object. Okay. Now, if you want to access these, sometimes they are called, these are called actually class variables. Okay. Class, because you have defined under a class variables. Okay. So these class variables, if you want to access, so you need to create the object. Okay. So in the main method, okay, now you create a object. Okay. Object syntax, how to create the object? First, class name. Take a class name. What is your class name? Car. Then object name. Any name you can keep. Object is equal any name XYZ. This is the object. Normally, so whenever you write the programming, now we need to whenever we declare many objects, that moment confusion is there. That's why normally we write object car. Car means this object created for the car. So one more object created for fruit. So object obj fruit. So it is very simple to, okay, this object created for car. Then new keyword must be used, okay, to create the object. Then after class name again, and then parenthesis. Okay. This is called what? Your object is, okay, no issue. Okay. So now your object is created. You write here simply, this is constructor. I will explain what is constructor. Okay. This is called default constructor. I will explain. So now what happened? Your object created. If you want to, you can mention here object creation. Syntax for object creation. Object creation. Now what happened? Object created. This is the syntax. This is the syntax. Syntax is what? First class name and then object name is equal to new keyword must be after the class name parenthesis semicolon. This is the syntax. Now once you have created the object, you can call these attributes. Sometimes these are called fields also. Fields. Okay. Comma attributes, class attributes. Okay. No. How can I access these class attributes? Okay. By calling the object. Object is what? Our object obj car. Okay. Now here we need to take the printout statement. You copy this printout statement. You copy. You paste this printout statement here. Now here in bracket you pass that variables. Actually, these are variables. Okay. These variables are called class attributes or fields. Okay. Now you call the variables with the object name. Okay. What is our object name? Obj car. Obj car. Small letter. Huh? Obj car dot. Okay. Obj car dot what color? Okay. Color. COLOR color. Now come down. Obj car. So why it is giving error? Because you have declared as obj capital C. That's why you need to check capital C. Okay. Still it is giving error. We need to understand that. Where is that error? Huh? Obj car. Okay. Car.java. Okay. This is the car class car.java. This car. Okay. Now system.out println object. Now, if I compile this one, what happened? Try to understand that. So you have gotten the printout statement. What is that printout? Black. Okay. Now see, if I want to get this attribute, so I need to call one more, copy, you paste. Okay. Now come down here, you object car dot here, this is called weight. You need to call that is what? Object car dot weight. Object car dot operator. That is very important. Huh? That is very important to use the dot operator. WEIGHT. Okay. Now, so now you will get what? Weight 60. So how did you get these values? How did you access the class variables, attributes by creating the object? So question is that whether you can access these variables without creating the object. Yeah, you can access them. How it is possible? Let us see. How can you access these variables as a class variables with the class name? So let us see. So if you call them as class variables, you copy this, you paste here, you paste, you call with the class name. Okay. So let us see whether it will be executed or not. Okay, with the class name. So what is this? So cannot make a static reference to the non-static field car. So try to understand. Compiler stating cannot make a static reference to the non-static field. So your car, you color declared inside of a class. So it is non-static field, means it is a public field. Public field always to be accessed with the object. But you want to access it is a static reference. Static reference is what you want to access it is a class name. So then if you either you change this color as static, you declare this variable as a static. Okay. So then whether you can access it. Okay. Now you have accessed it as a static variable. Okay. Okay, I don't want to comment this variable as static. I want to access it is a class variable. How it is possible without creating? So that moment, so if I remove this one static keyword here, so I comment all of them under multi-line comments. Okay, let us see how the multi-line comments will be created. Try to understand. So first forward slash and star, at the end of that slash and forward slash. So now this total line of code kept under multi-line comments. So now what happened? Only one printout default print statement is there. Everything is under comment. Now these attributes I want to access as class variable. So let us see. So print, take a print of paste. Now obj not car, only car. Car is what your class name. Okay. Car dot color. Color is where this is one. But it is giving error. Let us see what happened. Where is that? So can't make a static reference to the non-static field car dot color. Car dot color. So let us see what happened here. So now suppose if I have not passed any value to this, okay, now only what happened, one string is declared, okay, but I have not assigned any value to it. I have not any value. So one integer weight variable declared, but it is not, I have not any assigned any value to them. So then what will be the value? What will be the value of this string color? So they actually string, its default value is equal to null. So we need to get this, okay? We need to get this, okay? So if I now open this, if I want to get it as a color, okay, you class name is what? Car dot color, but it is not accessing. So then if I declare it as a static, okay, now compile this one. So what is null? So your null is what? Null means null is its default value. Its string, once a string is declared and its variable is color, so color must hold some string type of data, black, yellow, like what you. But initially I have not assigned any value, so then its default value is null. Default value is null. So what about this integer default value is equal to 0. So you try to get its default initial value, that is called initial value. Okay, now car, okay, car dot weight. Weight is what? Integer variable. GHT. Weight. Okay, car dot WIGHT. Car dot WIGHT. Spelling mistake. WEIGHT. What is happening here? Cannot make a static reference. So no issue. You access this with a class name, object name. So open this object. You remove this comment here. You put the comment here. Pass. Okay. Now this you remove this star. So now your object created. So now you call this with the car object car. Okay. OBJ car. So now what happened? Try to understand. So you will get what? So 0 is what? 0 is your default value, initial value of the integer. So these values will be initialized by your constructor. Constructor is where? This is the constructor.